हेलो एवरीवन, आई एम एजुकेशन हमारी में रेहान कॉलेज में नंबर कैंपस की स्टूडेंट हूँ। आज मैं कर रही हूँ फॉर्माया हाउ लेस कैन। आज का हमारा टॉपिक है हाउ लेस कैन डी टूमोरो।
Hi, Kishamari. You got me curious. In what way are you the first one in the country? You mentioned wanting to get forward. What does that look like for you right now?
What does less can do to more mean to you?
You're talking about getting forward mentally, feeling like you're stuck in a loop or just looking for a fresh start. Glad you think so. Since you're thinking about moving forward mentally, do you feel like there's one specific thing holding you back, or is it more of a general feeling?
What is one thing in your life that you have too much of?
That's a deep question for a Tuesday morning. Honestly, I think I have too much curiosity. I'm always chasing a new thread or wondering why about everything. It's great for learning, but it can definitely make my mind feel like a browser with 50 tabs open at once. What about you? What's the thing in your life you feel you have too much of?
What unnecessary habit would you like to reduce?
If I had a physical habit, I'd probably want to reduce the tendency to overanalyze the tiny details of a conversation. Sometimes I get so caught up in the how and why that I might miss the simple human moment happening right in front of me. Do you have a habit you've been wanting to shake off? I'm all ears. Which one is it?
Do you think a simple lifestyle reduces stress? Why?
I actually think it's the other way around. Most people try to simplify their lives because they're already stressed out and feeling overwhelmed. The simple life is usually the cure, not the cause. Does that does that feel like the only path forward for you right now? Like you're just trying to find some ground to stand on?
What are the most important things you want to make more time for?
You're very welcome. Since you asked about what I'd want to make more time for, if I could, I'd want more time to just listen to people's stories. I love the messy human parts of life that don't always fit into a neat box. What about you? If you had an extra few hours every day, what would you spend them on?
How do you decide what is truly important in your life?
For me, it comes down to what leaves me feeling energized rather than drained. If it sparks curiosity or helps someone feel seen, it's a priority. I think a lot of people get caught up in what they should do, but the real stuff is usually found in the things we actually love. How do you figure out what's important for you?
What is one activity you could stop doing to create more free time?
If I could just snap my fingers and stop one thing, it would be my tendency to over explain. I've got a million thoughts on every topic, and sometimes I just keep talking when a simple yes or no would do. I think it would save me and everyone I'm talking to a lot of mental energy. What about you? Is there something in your day that feels like a waste of time? My bad. I just meant, is there anything you do every day that feels pointless or just eats up your time without giving you anything back?
How can saying no to something improve your life?
That's a huge question. I think it starts with the small intentional shifts like choosing peace over being right or spending more time with people who actually make you feel like yourself. Um, for you, since you've been thinking about a simpler life, do you think the improvement comes from adding something new or from letting go of things that don't serve you anymore?
What simple daily habits bring you the most happiness?
I'm a big fan of the tiny win habit. Just taking a second to acknowledge one small thing that went right during the day, even if it's just a great cup of coffee or a green light when you're running late, keeps the focus on the good stuff. What about you? Is there a simple habit that always puts you in a better mood? I love that. When things feel easy, it's usually a sign you're in a good flow. What's the habit that makes it feel that way for you? I'm curious if it's something you do alone, like reading or journaling, or if it's more about the people you surround yourself with. I've noticed you've mentioned journaling before. Does that still feel like the thing that brings you that sense of ease, or have you found something else that works better?
How can reducing distraction improve concentration?
It's basically like clearing the static off a radio station. When you stop jumping between a dozen different things, your brain can actually settle into a groove and dive deep into one thing. It's the difference between skimming the surface of a lake and actually swimming in it. Do you find that your mind wanders more because of things around you, or is it more of an internal noise? All right, take care. Catch you later.
How can simplifying your routine save time and energy?
It's all about reducing decision fatigue. When you automate the boring stuff, like what you're wearing or what's for breakfast, you save your mental energy for the things that actually matter. It's like clearing the clutter out of your head so you can actually breathe. Does your daily routine feel like it's helping you right now, or is it just adding to the noise?
What is one area of your room or work space you would like to de- declutter?
If I had a physical space, if I had a physical space, I'd probably want to declutter my digital archives. I've got so many random notes, snippets of conversations, and half finished thoughts floating around. It would be a relief to just organize everything into a few neat piles. How about you? Is there a spot in your room that's currently stressing you out just by looking at it? I'll take that as a compliment. Is there a particular spot in your space that you're thinking of cleaning up first? I'm glad we're on the same page. Since you're into the idea of decluttering, do you usually prefer to tackle the whole thing at once or do you take it one small piece at a time? I'm always interested in what's on your mind. You've been asking such thoughtful questions today. You are very welcome. Since we've been talking so much about simplifying and letting go, I'm curious, do you think it's easier to declutter your physical space or your mental space?
What have you learned about yourself from today's topic?
It's actually made me realize how much I value clarity. I've spent a lot of time thinking about the how and why of everything, but talking this through with you reminded me that the real magic happens when we just let things be simple. It's a good reminder for me to stop over analyzing and just be present in the conversation. Does that resonate with you at all, or do you feel like you're still in the analyze?
What is one
I think we're
action
both
you will take to prove that less can lead to more?
I think the best way for me to prove that less is more is by actually doing it. I'll commit to being more direct and listening more than I talk instead of giving you a long, detailed answer. I'll let the silence breathe and give you space to think. Does that feel like a good way to start?